Congressman Miller-Meeks, welcome on board the AEM Manufacturing Express, and thank you for being on board with equipment manufacturing in Iowa.
Oh, it's great to be here with you today. Wonderful to have the bus come into Marion County here in Iowa, and it's great to be at one of our numerous manufacturing facilities. This one, Weiler Manufacturing, here in Knoxville, Iowa.
Well, talk to me a little bit about why equipment manufacturing is so important to Marion County, to the 1st Congressional District, and to the state of Iowa.
Well, most importantly, I would say equipment manufacturing is important to America. So we're what puts people on the road. We're what helps get the lights on. So we make the country run. And so, but here in Marion County with Weiler, Weiler, as you know, is a large manufacturing facility. We have there's over 500 employees here. Just to the state of Iowa alone, we're talking almost 1,400,000 manufacturing jobs. It is about almost 19 billion, and then tax revenue, almost 2 billion in tax revenue to the state of Iowa. So it's important, but as I said, it's not just important to Knoxville or Marion County or to the 1st District or to Iowa. It's important to the country that we're able to produce things here at home, made in the USA.
Amen to that. And you've been a steadfast champion for equipment manufacturing. Tell me a little bit about your work in Congress to strengthen equipment manufacturing in communities like Knoxville, Iowa.
Well, one of the most important things we do is to look at both trade, immigration, and then tax policy. Those three things are critically important to us having a viable manufacturing sector right here at home. The next thing is energy. As we know, the current administration's policies on energy have made it more difficult for us to be able to produce here in the United States, to produce here in Marion County, but also to be able to compete with our adversaries across the globe. So energy, sustainable, reliable, continual, affordable energy, very important to our manufacturing sector. And whether it's trade, tax policy, labor, or energy, I've been very forward on all of those things, making sure that we're able to produce things right here in Knoxville, Iowa, in Marion County, in the 1st Congressional District in the United States of America.
And we appreciate your support, so thank you for that. What is the one word that comes to mind when you think of manufacturing communities like Knoxville, Iowa?
America. We move the country. We make the country hum. So we're what produces, equipment here at Weiler that helps our infrastructure, whether it's roads or whether it's bridges. Other facilities here produce equipment for agriculture, for farming, for baling hay, for digging trenches, which are used for affordable clean energy solutions. We have others that make windows, that make home products, but it's amazing the amount of work that is done here in Iowa in the manufacturing sector, and then how that manufacturing helps us in other sectors to produce energy. So I'd say here in Iowa, we both feed and fuel the world.
Well, we're kicking off this 10,000-mile tour of America right here in Iowa, which I think is rather appropriate. And we'll be traveling across 20 states, stopping at more than 80 equipment manufacturing communities. So this is a road trip, and so we'll have a little bit of fun with a couple of road trip themed questions. So what is your favorite road trip memory?
So my dad was in the Air Force. He was career Air Force. There were 8 kids. Both my parents worked, and we were very humble. We didn't have a lot of money, and so I remember when I was probably 13 years old, we took our first vacation, meaning a vacation wasn't traveling from one military base to the next military base. And so we took a road trip from Dayton, Ohio, out to visit my grandmother in Oklahoma and my uncles in Springdale, Arkansas. And then we went out to California to visit my father's parents, and then we went up to Crater Lake and to Yellowstone. I will never forget jumping in Yellowstone Lake in July. It was freezing cold. I'll never forget barely seeing Crater Lake, but most importantly, connecting with the people in our family that we had rarely gotten to see. So I would say that's probably my favorite road trip memory.
Well, that's a great memory. Connecting with people is what road trips are all about, after all. So, favorite road trip song?
Oh, I would say one of my favorite songs in general would be Respect by Aretha Franklin. So you got to respect what you're doing, you got to plan ahead, and then you got to take risks and make it count. So I think road trips are a great way to connect with people, both people you know and people you don't know. great way to see America, see the United States, and then to visit little communities and discover things you don't even know exist. So I'd say respect.
Well, we're going to be adding that to the AEM Manufacturing Express playlist if it's not already on. Last question. This is a contentious one on the AEM Manufacturing Express. Favorite road trip snack?
Oh, okay. That one's going to be tough. So it depends on if you're stopping for food, if you're picking it up and taking it with you. I would probably say it would be cheese and peanut butter crackers. I won't give you a brand name. There's a certain brand that I like better than others, but it's a great snack. You're munching, so it keeps you awake. It tastes good, and it's a little bit of protein.
No, we'll make sure to pick some of those up. Congresswoman, thank you so much for all that you do for our industry, and thank you for being on board the AEM Manufacturing Express.
Well, most importantly, thank you for supporting manufacturing in the United States.